thank you for thank you ever so much for all the support you've given us over the time. I will go through what help is available. Some of this might not apply to some of you, some of it may apply. What I will try and do is try and explain as simply as possible, despite all the terminology that we do use. Can you also forgive me because someone decided to take one of my teeth out this afternoon, so I'm probably not as talkative as I normally am. And Claire is quite right, more than happy to answer telephone calls. And as Richard knows, and he's here this evening as well, I'll answer my emails at any time, day and night, weekend, bank holiday, whatever. Anyway, we thought grants had gone away. And well, they had for you as businesses. We were doing reconciliations and a lot of post-assurance work because previously we'd paid out 7,200 grants over 48.5 million pounds. Then on the 21st of December, the Chancellor announced a new grant scheme. We call it in our business OHL, and I'll explain. That is the Omicron Hospitality and Leisure Grant, Claire. And basically what that is, it pays up to £6,000 for any hospitality and leisure business. Now, it's not as clear cut as that, unfortunately. It is a little bit like Restart 2 that was paid in April to businesses, which was for the leisure, the accommodation, hospitality and the care sector. But this particular grant doesn't include sports clubs, doesn't include gyms, and doesn't include barbers. And obviously I don't have to worry quite so much about the barber and the beauty parlours, etc. They cannot get this particular grant. It pays up to £6,000 if you've got an RV of over 51,000, a rateable value that is, and it is for people who are business rate payers. So we've got 1.2 million for that. You'll be pleased to know that the guidance came out at 3:21 on the 30th of December, and we were actually the first council in the country to go live 4 hours later. And we've paid out, I would say, over 150 applications so far and still taking them in. Now, the guidance has changed quite a bit, including we thought the closing date for applications would be the 28th of February. That's not January, that is February. However, they've now told us we have to actually make decisions on all the grant claims. But we're so pleased with our system, and we've got such good systems in place, and thanks to the members for their support on that, who are on the call today, that we're actually going to close just 24 hours earlier on the 27th of February. So if you can get an application for that grant by the 27th of February, we will actually pay, we won't get the payment to you by the 28th of February, but we'll make sure that you get the award if you're entitled to it. As with anything, do come to us and do talk to us. Now, I'll now move on to the discretionary grant, because on the 21st of December, we call this ARG in the business, and basically it is the additional restrictions grant, a discretionary grant for any business that is a non-rate payer or is a rate payer that doesn't qualify for the other grants. So, for example, those gyms, those sports clubs, those barbers, those beauty parlours can actually apply for ARG. Now, I will give a warning here. We've only been given £314,352, and very sadly, I know even the pence, 27p, to spend. We have got a county-wide scheme that has been published, and we're in the process of updating our website. And to date, we've actually received nearly 100 applications. We're paying up to £3,000 grant for this one, but please do apply. We have to generally look at that sort of sector that's been affected by Omicron, but we're not limited to that. But obviously, the more people that apply. Now, we've currently got the end date for that as the 21st of February, because once again, we have to consider making a decision on it. We're still clarifying that with BIS, but that's our belief. As a result of that, if we are oversubscribed, we may close it early. So do please get your applications in as early as possible. So please note that that grant does not necessarily mean it's for a business rate payer. It can be for a non-business rate payer. And our leader, who's been very supportive and has done a video as well, Jonathan Haywards, he actually signed off that particular scheme. We were disappointed the amount of money because we were told it was going to be more because we'd spent 5.6 million previously, and actually were one of the first authorities to get that to local businesses by the 30th of June 21. So we're quite good at getting that money out, I would suggest, to local businesses as quickly as we possibly could. So they're the two grant schemes from that. If anyone has any issues with those grant schemes or wants more information, we're in the process of updating our website. Claire, Sue, Lisa, Kate, and Lee, and Richard have got my contact details. Please feel free to push any communication to any business, other owners, business owners, stakeholders, whatever. I'd rather we got as much information out there as possible. I'd rather someone came to us and we said you didn't qualify than they missed out completely. It's important that we do actually do it. Now, I get 1.2 million for the Omicron Hospitality and Leisure Grant. However, if I spend more, I'll get that back. The discretionary grant is a fixed pot. I do not get more money than what they actually give to me. Now, the next thing I'd like to talk about is CARF. And once again, Claire, I'll actually explain what this is. This is the COVID Additional Relief Fund for any business rate payer. And Zoe, this might be of interest to you, by the way, for any business rate payer that has not received any other financial discount or relief on their business rates. They could have got grants, but they have not got anything like the expanded retail discount, which I'll come on to later, or any other reliefs at all. That they've actually had nothing against their business rates. Now, I've actually got a 3.44 million pot to pay. It's a fixed pot to actually pay. And once again, you apply via grant approval. And so far, I've had one application. So please, I do want more applications on this. And what we're looking at is to see how affected you've been by COVID from pre-COVID time to the time now. You have to be a business rate payer. You have to be one of those that hasn't received any other form of discount or relief on business rates. But there is a 3.44 million pot there to apply for. And it's just one application form. Dependent on your loss, I can give you up to 30%, £20,000 relief against your business rates for 21-22. And if that means you've already paid it, I can give it look at a refund or paying it against 22-23. And don't forget, in 22-23, it's obviously going to be the rates again to pay. But from the 1st of April 23, there's going to be a revaluation of your business rates. So that's an additional bit of help to those people that have probably been affected by Omicron and COVID, and is to replace the fact that you can no longer appeal against your business rateable values because of COVID. And as I said, that is a help with trying to get out to the business community that hasn't yet probably got much or any help from us. So that's very important, that particular one. The next thing I'd like to talk about is expanded retail discount. And you'll probably remember, Claire, that the government called this a rates payment holiday. And this was for business rates payers who were from the leisure, the hospitality and the retail sector, who when COVID struck back in March 2020, on the 17th of March 2020, the government announced 100% rates relief for any business rates payer. Now, they got 100% business rates relief for 2020-2021. And for 21-22, for the first 3 months, they did actually get a further 100% relief. But from the 1st of July, they actually only get 66% relief for the rest of that financial year for 21-22. Now, that's simplistic enough, isn't that, Claire? There's a discount, but you have to apply for it. Now, if I tell you I gave £23 million worth of expanded retail discount in 2021, it's only currently running about 5 million for 21-22, people are just not applying for the help. There is a cash cap, and what I mean by a cash cap is in the whole of England, if you've got more than 1 or 2 or more properties, if you actually qualify for expanded retail discount, there's a maximum level you can apply for, or you can actually get awarded in the whole of the country. Now, there was 2 levels for that 9 months for 21-22. There was a 2 million level for any business that was mandated to close at the 5th of January 2021. Now, you'd have thought that would be quite easy to find on the website, but you'll notice that the government keeps overwriting their website information. So many businesses might not even know they're mandated to close at the 5th of January, because a lot did because of reduced footfall. Now, those businesses that were not mandated to close could only have a cash cap of 105,000 for any expanded retail discount, ERD we call it, for 21-22. Now, I can also announce that there is an expanded retail discount for 22-23. We haven't yet gotten live with the applications, and please note, applications are made via our grant approval system. We've got a lot of information on businesses there, and if anyone wants any help with completing that, please do let us know. The scheme for 22-23 covers the leisure, the hospitality, and the retail sector, and will offer 50%. And I can let you know which business types do qualify and which don't. You qualify for 50% with one cash cap of £110,000. So that's the maximum you can claim in the whole of England. If you've got a shop or somewhere in Wales, Scotland, or Ireland, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect that particular level. The complexity with the cash caps adds to the fun, because for both CARF, the COVID Additional Relief Scheme, and for grants, we have something called a Subsidy Allowance, which replaced state aid. So even though we're out of the EU, there's a maximum level of help we can give businesses, which has been quite fundamentally upgraded with all this help that we've given out. So far, I've given out 49.2 million of grants, and of reliefs, I've probably given to the tune of about £40 million. So, and that's just for COVID related information. In respect of businesses for 22-23 that will not get expanded retail discount, but got it in 21-22, estate agents won't get it, letting agents won't get it, accommodation and betting shops as well won't actually get it. So some specific ones, employment agencies, sorry, won't get it. So there's 4 businesses types there that got it in previous year that doesn't get it in 22-23. So, and of course, if you do get expanded retail discount, you will not qualify for the COVID additional relief. And of course, you have to be a business rates payer. We did award nursery discount in 21-22 and 2021. That will not be extended into the next year. So nursery discount will not get any help in 22-23. There is other reliefs as well, as Richard will know. There's the mandatory relief and the charitable relief. Business rates is not just about just paying business rates. There's a very complex calculation behind it too. And we will do a number of calculations automatically, but can I just say, we do have an issue with transitional relief. The government have made a number of quite complex changes, which we're going to struggle to have done in time for the bills when they're actually sent out, the business rate bills in March. There's very few properties like that, businesses like that, but we may well send out a bill and we may have to change it further down the road as well. And we will put out communications to that extent and deal with it. That's as much as what I want to do. If I haven't sent you to sleep, I hope I haven't anyway. But I just want to stress, look, I've been in this now, sorry, for 22 months, and I'm pleased to see my members here. Ruth is here, and even she gets confused with all the different pronunciations I give, like ARG and OHL, and she keeps asking me what I mean by them. So please do ask, whether it be your members who have been extremely supportive during this process, or my team or me, because at the end of the day, what I don't want to do is send money back to the government, and nor do my members. We want to give it to local businesses. That's very important to us. Now, I know my colleague Caroline, hopefully she's on this call. I don't know if she wants to add something in respect of her own grants. She did give me a list of them, but Caroline, I'm going to put you on the spot and let you have a little bit, and then perhaps we can take questions together, if that's all right with you, Claire.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Over to you, Caroline. Sorry.
That's right, Kevin. Thanks for the heads up. No, it's absolutely fine. And I wish they were my own grants that I was giving out. But yeah, I just asked Kevin if I could have 5 minutes at the end to just signpost you to a few other bits of funding. So it's a bit in contrast to the government funding, which is to support businesses with fixed costs, etc. But there are a couple of things that might not be applicable to you, but I just ask your help in spreading the word across your own network to anybody that might be interested. MSDC do have our own store improvement grants, which they launched in December. So that's for any independent retail business. So I don't imagine we've got many of those on the call today. But if you could spread the word, if you do know anybody that might be interested, those are going to close at the end of January. We'll fund 75% of a project. So it's partly match funded, but the match funding element is relatively small at 25%. And there are grants available up to £4,000 for that. And that is improving not just the appearance of the store, but it can be something operational as well. And with all of these, the details are on the website, so don't feel you have to scribble anything down. We've made sure that all of them have got added to the website. So our store improvement grants. Then there's 3 schemes that are running across the broader region that I just wanted to highlight to everybody as well. One is being run through the universities, and it's part of a programme called RISE. It is part funded by West Sussex districts and boroughs. So I'd urge you to have a look at that funding as well. It's primarily research and development funding, but there's no match funding element to it. And there's grant funding of up to 7,500 available for innovative projects that will help grow your business maybe into a different area. Then the third one is, again, something that's being run across the broader region, which is part of the Business Hothouse programme. And I've mentioned these, I think, before, but there is still funding available as part of their Invest For grants. And that is to support startup businesses and businesses that are, basically focused on growing, really wanting to go to the next stage of growth and investment. They are also match funded, and the projects, the Hothouse grants will fund 40% of the project cost. And they're saying at the moment that about 90% of those people that apply are successfully getting some kind of award. So I would urge people to have a look at those as well. And the last one, which I'm pretty sure people do know about, is the low case grants, which are there to support both businesses that either provide a service or a product that is energy efficient or green in some way, or if you want to improve the energy efficiency of your own business. So whether that's LED lighting or other types of investment, there are grants available up to £10,000. With the last 3, RISE, Hothouse and Low Case, they're all supported by a sort of a broader programme of activity where there are people available to help you in terms of mentoring and advice, whether it's getting through the application process or providing other training and mentoring. All the details are either now on our main grants and funding page on our website, or they've been added under the business support tab if you go to the business and licensing page. That said, feel free, as Kevin said, to just reach out to us directly. You can just email me at Economic Development or email me personally. I'll put my email into the chat and I can provide more signposting and information. And if it all still seems like a bit of a minefield, which I think it probably is to most people, I would emphasise the Coastal Capital Growth Hub, who we work really closely with. So they have access to things like a grant finder tool, various things like that, where they can help you one-to-one with whatever the specific ask is for your business. If you're even looking for sort of investment from a private investor, or you just wanted some help with research, they are a really, really good place to start. And again, we're more than happy to put you in touch personally with our engagement manager there that we work really closely with, Karen. So happy to do that too. So there we go. That was my 5 minutes, Kevin. I hope that was all right.
Fine with me, Karen. You did exceptionally well.